COVID-19.
Of confirmed cases at more than 162,000. 146 countries have been affected. There have been over 6,000 fatalities and 75,600 people have recovered. We are still in the early stages and the number of cases will continue to rise. The confirmed number of cases here in Alberta has risen by 17 in the last 24 hours to a total of 56. Of the 17 cases, 3 are in Edmonton and 14 in Calgary. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hinshaw will follow with details on these cases. We believe we have reached an inflection point in the progression of this pandemic in Alberta. For at least some of the new cases over the weekend, public health officials have not confirmed a travel history or close contact with a traveler. This indicates community spread. However, follow-up investigations are continuing. It is very important to emphasize that here in Alberta and around the world, international travel is the key element of transmission. Albertans returning to home from abroad or foreign nationals coming to Alberta are critical. It is critical that they respect the advice being given by the Government of Alberta. Visitors must be vigilant for symptoms and must immediately self-isolate for 14 days. Frankly, from today onwards, all non-essential travel plans should be canceled. And let me be clear about that. I still hear about people planning to take spring break outside of the country. If they do so, they may have difficulty getting back into Canada because of the cancellation of flights. And if they do come back, they will be required to self-isolate for 14 days. There is no good reason to be traveling for leisure purposes at this time. I have asked Travel Alberta, in fact, to redirect all of their advertising to informing Canadians who are, for example, snowbirds in overseas locations about the protocols for their return to Alberta to help us manage the COVID-19 response. I want to remind people that seniors and those with compromised immune systems are the ones with the highest risk. So just because you don't feel at risk yourself doesn't matter. We're all responsible for each other's health at this time. I am concerned by reports of inadequate screening and information for people arriving from international flights at our airports, and I will be raising those concerns directly with the Government of Canada. The Emergency Management Committee of Cabinet met earlier today. In response to the escalating number of infections, Dr. Hinshaw and her team have recommended new measures on social distancing to contain the spread of the virus, and the government has accepted those recommendations. These include the immediate cancellation of all K-12 and post-secondary classes, as well as closure of licensed childcare and out-of-school care programs in Alberta. More restrictions may be rolled out over coming days as officials' advice evolves in response to the identification of new cases. So please keep checking for the latest public health directives online at alberta.ca.